I'm so tired of everybody saying I'm racist just because I'm white. This is what I've heard a lot of people say over the past 10 years of my anti-racism journey. But white folks, never fear. Let me reassure you, you are not racist because you're white. And whoever is telling you that just doesn't actually understand the system. In fact, you are white because of racism. So let me explain. Whiteness did not even exist as a concept until 1691 when we created a law here in the United States, in Virginia, an anti-miscegenation law. Anti-miscegenation law means it was an anti-interracial marriage law. So let me set the scene for you, right? 1691. It had been 72 years at that point since the first enslaved African people had been brought to our shores, and we had agreed to enslave them, and that was a good practice. Now here we were 72 years later, and their children and their children's children were falling in love with the white folks' children and children's children. And so that was a problem. So here came whiteness to the rescue. And the way that the law was written is that basically if you're white, or we determine that you're white, or we classify you as white, you can't marry black folks, Negroes, indigenous people. They used obviously the words, the language of 1691 at the time. But the point was, it was all because they did not want their children intermarrying with folks that we enslaved. If you're not aware of any of this story, or you're not aware that like Polish people were not white for a long time, Irish people were not considered white. Irish people had to work to become white in the United States. I recommend you read Isabel Wilkerson, her book called Caste, which talks a lot about this system that we created starting way back then, but that we still hold on to and create today. So no, you are not racist because you're white. However, in this society that was built on whiteness and white power, we're all actually pretty racist. And the truth is, white supremacy culture is not limited to only white folks. There are folks of all shades and colors and races and ethnicities that subscribe to white supremacy culture. And then even beyond that, we have adopted that supremacy culture in many places, anywhere really, where we can feel like we are superior to another group of people. Do you think you're better than prisoners? Do you think you're better than homeless folks? Do you think you're better than folks who are substance addicted? So anyways, you are not racist because you're white, but you are probably racist. And most of us in the United States are, because we have literally been brought up in a country founded on that since before we were founded. So I love you. It's